All right. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kenny Harper, and this is going to be a 20-minute power session. Systematically leverage AI in your business. This is the first step to make it work for you. All right, we're going to jump right into it because this is a power session. I realize a lot of people are busy out there dealing with the day-to-day whirlwind. So in 20 minutes today, we're going to talk about why are we focused on AI? It's on the Super Bowl. We've been hearing it for the past couple years. Well, if you didn't know already, we're in a revolution. Things are changing now, and some people have gotten used to you've got to start using AI, but most people aren't systematically using it to improve their business. And we're going to talk about how you can start doing that today. Here's the challenge. People are getting lost. They're getting lost down the rabbit hole. There are so many different AI platforms, so many different AI tools out there that people are getting overwhelmed with the capabilities. They're chasing too many shiny objects, and they're not making progress on what really matters. And we need to get a handle on that so we don't spend a lot of time just doing stuff, being busy, getting lost down the rabbit hole. We're going to go over the CRIT framework. This is a simple framework that can empower you and or your team members for effective prompt engineering. If you get on AI and you're not effectively prompting it, if you're not putting enough information to get the information you need out of it, then you can end up spending more time and get less effective results than you could if you knew how to properly engineer your prompts. So we're going to look at that, and we want to help you get some clarity on where to focus. If you want to use AI to empower your team to create a simplified business that helps you build a lifestyle that you can enjoy, that's scalable, that's saleable, then you need a plan in order to do that. So note, today we're not doing demo of today's AI tools. So I'm not going to be pulling up AI and going through AI software. And you might be saying, well, what? Yes, I'm talking about how to systematically leverage AI in an effective way. And that doesn't include necessarily using today's AI tools. They're changing rapidly. There's a lot of them out there. So we need a framework to follow. Then we can apply that logic to the different AI tools that we use. Make sense? All right, good. Well, my name is Kenny Harper, and we're going to get at it. Before I jump into some of the materials, I want you to go ahead and save the date. Save the date for Tuesday, March 26th. I hope that's a Tuesday and I'm not putting the wrong day on there. Well, it's going to be March 26th regardless at 1 p.m. And March 26th at 1 p.m., we're going to be facilitating AI Ready Q2. AI Ready Quarter 2, so that you can plan the second quarter of 2026 efficiently and effectively. So you're achieving the results that matter to you, and you're leveraging AI to systematically do that. Now, on the way to that event, that live event that we're doing online on the 26th, you can tune into our bi-weekly lives. We're doing that every other week on Tuesdays at 2 p.m., just like we're doing today. So we have another one coming up on the 24th, the one on the 10th of March, and the 24th of March. Now, those are 20-minute power sessions that will jump right into it. We're going to be giving free templates, free prompts, free tools. So tune in and flex your muscles, because that's how we become stronger. So real quick, why AI? Yeah, I realize there's a lot of different things you can do with it, but a lot of people are using partial capabilities. They're using it as a tool, but they're not systematically and strategically empowering their whole business, their whole team. You can use AI for decision making, help you think through what are your priorities, what are the solutions to the challenges you have. You can use AI to improve with productivity and cost efficiency, right? To be able to process data, simplify tasks, get things done quicker. Some people are kind of naturally doing those things already, But if you took an audit of what you're currently doing now and identified where you can improve and then improved it, you could be that much more effective. Number three, the customer experience. By leveraging AI, you can capture more data, you can get better resources, and you can help cultivate revenue growth. So, knowing what your customer preferences are, systematically using AI to keep those relationships and foster them and guide them to the next step on their journey can be really powerful. Strategy, research, competitive intelligence, knowing what's out there, where you can get your edge, how you can advance around your competition, and then developing talent, strengthening leadership, and overall organizational effectiveness. General things. A lot of people are using it for some pieces and parts, but they're not thinking holistically of how they could transform their business. And if they're thinking about it, they don't necessarily have a plan. They're getting distracted. They're going down the rabbit hole with too many possibilities. Seeing the newest tools out there. I had someone the other day talk about, oh, I was on this webinar and saw how you can create all these different apps using AI. And then I started playing around with it. And then I ended up spending like a couple hours farting around with it and didn't get the thing done that I was trying to get done. Right? So we can get distracted. We can get too many different ideas, and then we're just not making progress on what's most important. So I mentioned this in the introduction. If you're familiar with creating effective prompts for your business, great. If you find any value in this framework, as I have, then here you go. It is CRIT, and it is an acronym that you can use to make sure that you're writing effective prompts. Number one is C, context. Give it a background so the AI understands the situation. What's happening? Who's this for? Why does it matter? For example, I'm preparing a presentation for non-technical businesses about AI adoption. R, role. Tell the AI who it should act as. For example, an expert, a teacher, educator, somebody who can read, a marketer, a coach. What role is the AI going to be playing? And that will change how it shows up. You can also ask it to be a bit more critical, challenge assumptions. Telling it how you want to act towards your ideas can be helpful. By default, a lot of AI will say, all your ideas are great, even though they might not be the best ideas. So act as an experienced AI strategy consultant. For example, I, input. Provide material or data AI should work with. So this could be text. A lot of AI, you can upload a text document. You could link to a website. You can share bullet points, numbers, data, links to spreadsheets, assumptions. Give it the data so it can make informed decisions. If you don't give it enough data, it can only go off the knowledge that it has. And then you paste them in there. You can upload files. You can paste links to websites, etc. T, task. Clearly state what you want the AI to do. Be specific about the output and format. Summarize this into 5 concise slides with plain language and practical examples. So if you're missing a step here, or if you're doing something and you get an idea, see, if I can make it this minor modification, maybe I'll get a better outcome. I've seen people go to AI to get clarity on their ideas and come out more confused. So here's an example. I'm seeking to lead my team to achieve a unified goal, act as an experienced growth consultant. Here's an overview of my team, my goals, our situation, etc. Help me define a compelling vision that aligns my team to achieve a unified goal. It's a common challenge a lot of business owners have is they know that they have something that they're trying to achieve. Sometimes they're not always aligned taking a pause there. Sorry. Sometimes they're not always aligned. And so you want to make sure that you've got the right focus and clarity to communicate with your team. It's getting something in from my side window. When everyone can see the common goal together and they can get bought into the bigger vision, there will be more clarity to make sure that they're taking the right actions. Everyone's paddling in the same direction. People can buy into that vision. But there are some blocks to overcome. And these blocks can stop you, whether it's AI or other goals in your business. These blocks can prevent you from taking the right actions. Number one, no ideas. If you don't have any ideas, AI can help you generate some ideas. But if you don't have any to start with, some people just don't know what to do, so they're not doing anything. Then you can get too many ideas. AI is great at sharing a lot of different ideas, but you can get overwhelmed by having too many ideas. And then you're overwhelmed, so you're not taking action. Too many ideas, but you're not overwhelmed. You're a go-getter, go action taker. But so you try to do all the ideas, but then you're spread too thin, right? So if you're trying to get so many different things done at the same time, you could be spread thin and not make the progress that you're looking for. Jumping on the first idea. This is where you might get a whole bunch of ideas, and then you're going to jump on the first idea that pops up, or the one you feel most comfortable with, or most experienced with. And while that may help you take a lot of action, it may not be the best idea for you based on your skill set, based on your capacity, based on a whole range of different factors. And therefore, you can take a lot of action, but not get the impact that you're looking for. This one has bet me in the butt. I can't tell you how many times. Switching your focus by chasing shiny objects. This is happening right now. A lot of people are hearing a lot of different things they could do with AI. And so they're saying, oh, I can create my own apps. Oh, I can create AI videos. Oh, I can do this or I can do that. And then they're getting pulled in different directions, doing things that they could do. But is it the best use of their time? Are they thinking strategically on what's most important based on their vision, right? So if you're spinning in circles by chasing shiny objects, you can, again, take a lot of action, not have the impact. You're not building momentum. So we want you to think for a moment, if you're being honest with yourself, think for a moment, what typically blocks you? What is the culprit that impacts you the most? As mentioned, for me, it was chasing the shiny objects. I have a visionary mindset. I'm able to see a lot of different potential in a lot of different things, which is great. It's a skill. People pay me to help them see opportunity in their business that they couldn't see on their own. It's a gift. But sometimes that gift can turn into a challenge if it prevents you from making the progress you want. And if you're constantly seeing new ideas and following Nike's slogan, just do it, you can find yourself being really busy, but really not making the traction because you're constantly chasing new objects. So if you've been tuning into these live sessions, we've been reviewing this. I'll go through it real quick. And this is an overview of the amplified growth cycle, which we outlined in my new book, The Amplified Advisor. You can go to growthamplifiers.com/book and pick up a free copy. And I'll just go through it real quick. First thing you got to do is make sure that you are fueled up. You know your vision. What are you trying to achieve? And you know why you're trying to achieve it, why it's important to you. How do you get energized when you wake up in the morning? You feel like you know what you want to accomplish and you feel good about it. It fuels you. If you're not in it to win it, you got to put some attention there. Next, we can't do everything at once. We just talked about that. So we really got to identify, what do we need to focus on? Where is the weakest link? Because if we try to do everything at once, we're going to spread ourselves too thin. Then we say, all right, well, I need to focus in this area of my business. Now, what are all the different ideas that I could do to improve in this area? For instance, if you're trying to get more clients or more customers, there's way too many different things you could do. So you've got to prioritize those ideas and put them into a plan. This morning, I had a session with a client's team member who's brilliant at what she does, and she actually works on systems for this business. But she was being overwhelmed because she was trying to get all the different things accomplished versus really prioritizing them and putting them into a plan of which to focus on first. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? You have an effective plan that can lead to effective execution. People sometimes have really great plans, but then the execution falls short. Effective execution, requires discipline. It requires knowing which habits are empowering for you, knowing which of your team's habits are empowering for your team, and then knowing which habits you need to change or stop because they're thwarting your efforts. You need to know how to effectively execute, and that takes discipline. And you can see where you're being effective and where you're not when you measure your actions and your results in a scorecard and look at them weekly. Going through the cycle, typically we like doing this in 90 days. So right now we're in the middle of Q1. If you went to our strategic planning session earlier in the year, you would see that we had a session where we helped people assess their plans from last year and get clarity on their plans for the upcoming year. And so that's the process that we do every 90 days. Here's the challenge. Number one, top performers don't try to fix everything. They identify their highest leverage point. And this is a brand new assessment that we're launching today, right here, right now. It's our AI assessment. This isn't about trying to do everything under the sun with AI. It's how you're using AI to systematically improve your business. You can scan the QR code and you'll be walked through an assessment that will help you understand where you are with the understanding of your uses of AI, how it ties to your vision, your integration of how you're utilizing it and how your team is utilizing it, your team, how it can help them empower themselves, their mindsets, their habits, their skills, and then making sure that the process is optimized and scalable. So these are the things that you can assess. You get a score. This will help you identify where you need to put your focus so you're not trying to do too many things. You're not getting lost down the rabbit hole. And we want to invite you to our upcoming quarterly growth event. This is how you can really get focus and create a better plan and develop the right disciplines to achieve transformation. Quarter is enough time to focus on accomplishing something that's important enough, but it's not so long that you lose focus. It's repeating this cycle, how you build the right disciplines, become better and better over time. So right now we're in the middle of that session. And here's your action steps from this power session. Number one, scan the QR code, take our AI assessment. You'll get a free copy of the Amplified Advisor. And you can also save the date for our next quarterly event, which is coming up. There's our next dates. We have bi-weekly power sessions, spending 20 minutes. If you can learn something in 20 minutes that you can begin implementing, taking action on, small hinges, swing big doors. Small little changes over time can have a dramatic impact on the results that you get. So if you haven't done so already, if you've taken our business assessment, that is great. This is a brand new assessment. It's the AI assessment. So you're not just getting lost down the rabbit hole with AI, you're systematically using it to improve your business. Ties in with our framework. Scan the QR code and take the assessment, get your score, begin taking new actions to achieve new results. Appreciate your time. We're at the 20 minutes. So I'm going to say it's been a real one and go from there. Thank you so much for your participation. Just going to hang tight here while I end stream.